Good morning. Good morning. It's Rita from MISSRITA to the rescue. How are you? Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late, but I was in the community, the Cricut community, and I kind of went down a little rabbit hole with this community create challenge, and I wanted to show you a little bit of the whole thing there. We're going to do this sign today, but I kind of wanted to show you what I found out. First of all, I'm using my iPad today, not my computer. So I hope that this helps people that access design space on their iPad or tablet or even their phones. So when I open up design space, this is actually, this is not exactly what I find because I was doing a search term. But so when I open up design space like that, the first thing I see is my all my projects, which is great because I have a ton of projects. I don't know, 4,000 projects here. And the goal is to get most of them on the community, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, it's slow going. Anyway, so this way I can access one of my projects, which we will be doing in a second. Okay. But then down here is home. Okay. So why don't you hit home and you can see all this other great stuff. Look at, there's a whole section that's featured images. Isn't that great? And then there's the community thing, which I want to show you a little bit more about. They've got things that are trending on social, so like on Instagram and stuff. And the thing I love about this the most, I think, is that they are allowing designers, me too. I mean, Louise Beauregard, you guys, we were trying to do something with her, and because she makes these great projects and she shares them all in design space. So there she is, Louise Beauregard. And here's one of my favorites, Anna Rose Johnson. And then they even have all the Cricut employees, so you can see what they're making. They have designs for all these things like contributing artists. What about the new glow in the dark? There's a whole section to just give you some ideas, and there's all different categories and stuff, including Rosh Hashanah, and cards, anything about pumpkins. And these rotate, periodically. I don't want to say very, like they're there for a little while. And here's something we're going to be doing. Look at these pumpkin, not pumpkin, these lollipop holders. I love them. We're going to do those soon. And then, so there's just a lot of stuff. Now, you might be wanting to be part of the Community Create Challenge. So I wanted to show you what you would do to do that. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to just type in Community Create Challenge. I think this is going to bring me, oops, if I spell it right, ENGE. Okay. I think this is going to bring me to all of these categories. No, did it? No, it didn't. Where did I find that? I think, let me just go into community. All right. And no. And what did I do? See more. Okay. That's what I did. I did see more. So I'm in the Cricut community, and look, I have all of these wonderful projects. These are from like people like you and me, and you will find some of these in here that are mine. If you wanted to say, look for mine, you could type Rita, and it will show you anything that is got Rita in their name. So a lot of those are mine. So Miss Rita makes oversized roses, or this has a mention of me. This is Leslie's project. And she took one of my projects and made it into her own. So she remember those baby onesie gift tags we made? She turned it into a card. So it says down here, inspired by MISSRITA to the rescue. So if you're worried about people stealing your ideas or whatever, they really can't, because it automatically links if you take somebody's original project from the community. It's going to always have a link to that person's original, right? And then you can also see in here what images she used and how much, if at all, they cost. Now, these do not cost anything. This one is free. It's just a score line. But these two have amounts next to them. This one doesn't, because it says I'm subscribed. But they also have this little A, and the A stands for access. So in order to do a project without incurring any cost, it's beneficial if you use either free images or images from access if you're an access subscriber. Okay. And then the only other thing I want to show you in the community is, let's just do this. So I'm going to look at my own profile. Now, here is my own profile. I have 961 followers. Woo, woo, woo. But if you're not following me in the community, I think I might even do a little challenge or some sort of giveaway to get people to follow me in the community. That would be, oh, we should do that. I should totally do that. All right. So anyway, here are all my projects just right here. So let's open up. We're going to open up this project. This is the one that we're going to do today, and it will give you a description and everything here. Okay. But let's go over here again to my profile. And I wanted to show you how you can control the content of your profile. All you need to do is hit edit. Okay. Now, all of these things are choices you can make. So you can be in the community and be in private mode, and that you do under profile visibility. So here I am in public, but you can also choose private. When you choose private, it says that it will make it not visible and not searchable. Okay, so when you make your profile public, you will be visible and searchable in with other Cricut members in Design Space. Okay, so that's cool. Then you can also change your name if you don't. Some people haven't done this part, and they just like, not, it's just whatever they decided to be their username. So you can change your profile name. You can add a little description. I think they give you like 350 characters, and I've used 344 of mine. I kind of wish it was bigger. Maybe I should ask them if they could expand it a little bit. Anyway, and then location, if you want to show your location, and here's your location. So you guys know I'm in Peabody, Massachusetts in the United States, but I could turn that off, and it will turn it off on my profile and make it so that people can't search that. And the last one is member sent. So if you want to show the date that you signed up for an account, which in my case was 2012, you just turn on that toggle switch. Okay. And so I know I'm talking a lot today. I apologize. And then the last thing to point out here is that you can change this. So this is my profile image, but if I want, I can replace it. Like I can choose Cricut backgrounds. I could choose something from my photo library, or I could even take a photo and put it on there. Okay. I'm not going to change it because I like mine. And then also you can change your face picture. This one I actually like. So I'm not a big photo person, as you can tell. Anyway, can you stop? Can you stop? Thank you. That is all about the community profile. Okay. And remember, follow me. I'll follow you back. Right now, there's 961 followers, and I'm almost at 100% of like for like, or whatever they call that, right? Okay, so let's go back to the project. So hope that you guys get get all this information. Who's the queen of Cricut? Who's the queen of Cricut? Okay, so let's go back to somebody's commenting in there that I'm the queen of Cricut, I think. Oh, that's Louise. Oh, it's Louise. No, Louise, is she the queen? If she's going to be the queen, then I'm going to be her Royal Majesty Princess Rita. How about that? The princess of Cricut. I'll be the princess, okay? All right. So let's go to our projects. And this is the project that I'm going to be doing. Welcome Autumn Porch Sign. Okay. And I am going to be using Bluetooth, but I'm actually not going to cut anything out today because this is a very intricate image. But I wanted to show you how you would log and put your Bluetooth on if you were going to use whatever machine via Bluetooth. That's why I have my machine out. So if I'm using an iPad, the thing we want to do is we want to go to settings. And right here where it says Bluetooth, we're going to look for the machine that you want to connect to. Caution here, the machine has to be turned on for it to successfully pair up. Okay. And when it does successfully pair up, hold on just a second. Let me just move my camera. It shows as a blue. See that? Blue. Now, if that's all new to you, it's probably because you actually have a direct connection from your laptop or computer to the machine, which that's the way I've always used them. But I know more and more people are using them like Bluetooth. They just come on and they just, print from there. But, sometimes us older people, it takes a couple of tries, takes a couple of tries. So, all right. So that's what we're going to do there. And let's open up and look at this, look at these images. So these images, this is what they look like. You could either get the one with the filled in letters or the one without the full filled in letters. And I cut them both. And then I started thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I cut out these letters and put them on top in a different color? So how I did that was I took this. Right? I took this. Let me just hide these. Oh, no. I think I just deleted it. Okay. So this is good. So I'm going to duplicate this, right? I'll hide this one. Hide. Okay. And layers. All right. Now I'm going to put these two together like this. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to contour out. So I'm going to hit the contour button and I'm going to, and I can use my little pinch and zoom and all that, but I'm going to basically contour out the letters. Hold on. Right? I'm going to contour out actually all of these things. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm going to contour all of these things out and just go through the whole process of contouring everything out. Unfortunately, show all contours. It doesn't actually in here not show contours. So I'm just going to do a few here so you can get my idea of what I'm talking about. There, and there. I've been talking on the phone all day already, and it's only what? I don't know. So anyway, here is my, there's what I'm going to cut out, and there I'm going to put over it. And then I'm going to select them both and make sure that they are aligned. Where is it? Align, group, attach. I don't see what I'm doing, but is it weld, slicing? No, these are weird. Okay. Anyway, so then I'm going to slice. like this, slice. Now, when I slice, and I've done it correctly sliced, hold on, it's going to take a second, but it's going to actually create different layers. So this is why you can only do slicing one layer to one layer. And so when it's done, you would have other pieces. So there's my welcome, even though it's not correct, but there's my welcome. Anyway, this will be in my product detail when you go to find me on the community. Okay, so today I'm going to use, or I use this. This is brand new. It's a matte metallic smart vinyl, and I have used actually this entire roll. So I can't cut out any more because I only have one roll, and I'm waiting for my backups to come in. So I did cut it out at first in iron-on, but it was really difficult to weed. So this is going to be one of those projects that I'm going to give it to my friend Christine, and she will find something to do with it. And then here is the project as it cuts out. I did weed most of it, but I'm going to weed a little bit more here so you can see how easily it weeds. And then we are going to put the word welcome right on top of this. And then we'll transfer this to a brand new piece of wood. So the wood that I use, because people do always ask, it really, I'm a cheapskate. Just no better way to put it. I am a really, really frugal person. And so I go to my friend Santo, my boyfriend, friend Santo, and he gives me pieces of wood, or probably more like it, I go and look at his projects and steal wood from him. But he just goes out and buys these planks. And for quickness, he buys these in 8-foot lengths at the Home Depot. And he said that the price has gone up to $37 for the whole thing. Now, this is only 3 feet basically, but it's an expensive piece of wood if you are going to just go to the Home Depot and buy whatever you wanted for a sign. So I know a lot of influencers won't talk about that, like how much stuff costs, but I'm a cheapskate. So I want to make sure to remind you when there's like things that you could just look around your house. If you live with somebody or you are that DIY person, look for something. It doesn't have to be a fancy blank is what I'm getting at. This is very rustic looking, right? And I think that that's kind of awesome. If you were going to use plain wood, I would suggest that you sand it and paint it. So this has a primer on it. So if you are going to make like a wood sign, like we're doing today, a porch sign, and you have a piece of non-primed wood, you should sand it and you should paint it, or at least prime it. This is what this is. This is primed. Okay. So I'm almost done with this. And I then will go on to the layering, and then we'll go to actually adhering it. Speaking of wood, Santo, last minute I'm like, I need a piece of wood because I had this one and I didn't have another one. So I had told him a couple days ago and he forgot. So anyway, this morning, before I came on here, I'm a little flustered today, so I apologize. But Mom is moving today. I think I'm going to have to add a little segment from like when she moves in, like the Ina time, Ina news or something like that, today's world, Nana Ina update. Nana Ina update. I like that. Because, she's kind of nervous about moving. I can't get over it. She's like, uh, um, oh, this is a big move. And I'm like, no way, this is a big move. It's not a big move. The big move was when she was in New Hampshire and she needed, remember that, for people who've been following me for a while, she was up in New Hampshire like all by herself half the time, and she was really lonely. And then she had an accident and broke her wrist, and then my sister Teresa said, this is it, we're just gonna move her down here. And she came down here, and so for the last year she's been in independent living, but she's not that independent, we've learned. So we need to find a place. We needed to find a place that would help her. There's my welcome. I'll just show you how to weed this. This is smart vinyl that I cut in half. But I didn't cut it in half until after I put it through the machine. But just so that you know, it's not actual Joy vinyl. This is smart vinyl. Anyway, so she's all worried. What am I going to do there? And like at my house. And I'm like, we're going to have a really good time. And we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be fun. And she still like wasn't convinced. So I said, you know what, Mom, I need you. I need your help because I am, I'm sick and I need your help. So I figured I'd appeal to her motherly qualities, And she said, yeah, that's true. You're right. So, so that was the only thing that could get her. Oh, the glue gun already came out, Sarah, in the US anyway. Oh, the camera's off? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, thank you. Anyway, sorry, the camera was not pointed the correct way. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so here's what I've done. I've taken some transfer tape and I just very roughly cut it lengthwise for the length of my sign, you see? And it's actually a little bit off, but that's okay. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the transfer tape on the letters, not on this. So let's put this aside for a second. And then I'm just going to get my transfer tape. And I'm going to try to peel it. Yeah, so yeah, Mom is like, she needed to be convinced that she could be useful. Isn't that weird? I mean, it's weird, but it makes total sense. Like, makes total sense. Because as soon as I started that, she was like, her eyes lit up. And she's like, oh, yeah, you're right. And I said, oh, Mom, I'm so disorganized. You would not believe how disorganized I am. And she said, yeah. I'm like, oh, yes. And not only that, I said at Christmas, I've gotten to the place where Owen doesn't want to help me anymore with decorating. And so like the last 2 years, I have barely decorated. I really love to decorate, and she was like, you're right. You're so right. You do like to decorate, all this stuff, right? And now I think things were sort of churning in her head. And she's like, oh, yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it wasn't telling her how great it was going to be or how it wasn't going to be too, whatever. She needed to be needed. And she needed to be useful. And I think that's something we forget with seniors is oh, I'm wearing sleeves. It's cool here. It's New England. All right. So see what I'm doing? I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just match it up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sorry, a lot of it's very busy here today. Okay, so we're going to burnish the letters, right? That's my transfer tape on top. It's very messy. That's okay. Now I'm going to turn this over and sort of test it. Make sure everything comes off. Look at that. All right. Whoop. Easy peasy. All right. There's my transfer. I don't really need it. But if this makes you scared, you don't have to remove the whole thing. You can just take, like, say, the W. Okay. And then you take your actual sign, which we weeded, and we're going to, I just don't want it to get stuck there. We're going to match up the W, and usually need to have it right under my nose, but I think that this is going to be okay. But you guys will do it better because you don't have a camera in your face. You know what I mean? See, I got a camera in my face. So it makes it a little bit hard to match up. But here we go. So W-E-L. Look how easy. C-O-M-E. This is smart material. Can you see why I am starting to fall in love with smart material? Oh my gosh. Now I'm like, I could do that with smart material. All right. So then we're going to take this bigger piece of transfer tape, okay? And we are going to put it over the entire design. And that's okay, by the way, that you have a bigger piece. And I'm just putting it over the entire design. Look, doop, doop, doop. Oh, I'm getting too fancy for myself because look, it's off. It's off. That's okay. No problem. Never a problem. Take this part off and stick it over here. All right. Now that I have transfer tape on all of the sides, I can even take some of this if I wanted to. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just making, it doesn't matter because you're going to be throwing away the transfer tape. Okay. I'm going to burnish again. I'm going to do it a lot. There's a little more noise because I have 2 layers of tape on there, but that's okay. Oops. Meh. Okay, then I'm going to turn it around and I am going to check to make sure that I did all my burnishing. All right. It looks like I have, but sometimes something gets stuck. So I just want to make sure that it's going to be okay. It's going to come off okay. Not actually taking it off just yet. Okay. Then I'm going to press this back down a little bit and I'm going to take off a few inches off the backing. All right. Now we got to get our board. So again, to talk about this board, this is a very expensive board according to Sato. He cut it for me this morning. I guess an 8-foot length of this costs like $37 now, and it didn't used to. So, so just so that you know. Okay, and try to do this in a space where you have a lot of space, but I don't seem to have too much space. So what I'm doing is holding it under my right arm here. And we're going to just sort of line this up. So for anybody who wants to get this kind of a board, I believe this is 7.5 inches this way by 1 by 8 feet. And it's at Home Depot, $37 for an 8-foot length. Although if you're going to make more than one, you could just have the 8-foot length cut into, say, 3. And then you can have 3 porch signs. Maybe give one to your sister, which is probably what I'm going to do. All right. So I have now put this on. I left a little bit of space down here. You know why? This is going to go on my porch. And sometimes I want to put a pumpkin in front of my porch or something. Now I do have a little problem here. So I am going to make sure I get these to lie flat. See that? They were like not lying flat. All right. And if you want, you can. So that's why I leave 6 inches. Last time I made one of these signs, I made it for my sister. And my sister lives way up in the Great North Woods of New Hampshire. And so they get a lot of snow. And it said, "Welcome to our neck of the woods." And she just loved it. And she's like, "Why'd you leave that space?" I'm like, "Because you're probably going to leave it outside. And when it snows, you don't want the bottom of your design to be hidden." This is what we do. This is why, the pre-made crafts will never replace us crafters, because we think of these things. That's so great. So I hope you all are wanting to be part of the Community Create Challenge. I did post a bunch of stuff on Facebook, but I know a lot of you are watching me on YouTube. So I just wanted to let you know that I will post that information about the Community Create Challenge. This is going to be, hopefully, this is the first time we've ever done it, but it is a huge community-wide challenge. And when I say community, I mean basically anybody that has a Facebook group, that a big Facebook group, and just about anybody, like all of the product experts, and then some influencers, and then also like people that maybe, I don't know, they have their own sort of following. I don't know how they decided, but I know that I'm part of it as a product expert. So product expert is a unique group of women, and we've got April. It's all women at this point. Yeah, we could use a guy. So I don't know. Are there any guys that like to craft a lot and want to do a Facebook group or a YouTube? Check in with Cricut. All right. So as I am taking my transfer tape off, and I'm doing it rather slowly, because A, sometimes it doesn't completely stick, and B, sometimes you forget or you missed a little piece like this. Okay. And then I'm just using my fingers to make sure this is fully down. So I'll probably bring this one to my sister up in New Hampshire. I'm going up there the Columbus Day or Indigenous Persons Day. I don't know what we call it anymore. I wish it was, the Indigenous Persons Day, but a lot of people, they call it different. They still call it Columbus. I had a hard time getting over that change, and then I realized that's really not good, that you can't recognize that the people who were here before us, and you're going to argue about a guy that's been dead and he didn't even find America. He landed in Hispaniola, which is now the Dominican Republic and Haiti. That's where he landed. And then not only that, but the guy apparently did some really rotten things. So I'm over the whole Christopher Columbus thing. It's like, no, I would rather support and try to understand and see. We weren't the original people here, folks. I mean, I'm from immigrants, but seriously, we're all sort of from immigrants, pretty much. So, so what's wrong with celebrating? I mean, we celebrate like Black History Month, we celebrate Women's Month, and I mean, I think Indigenous people deserve at least a weekend. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, sorry, not trying to get political or anything. All right. So what else is going on? You see, I know it's taking a long time, and so you have to listen to me, and I hope nobody's going to get offended. But if you're new, this is kind of me. I chat, and I have friends on here that chat, right? And so, and then, so I don't care about people finding me. I mean, I suppose, yeah, you guys, it doesn't matter if you guys, the ones that are regular listeners, the ones I do this for, know where I live. But yeah, I'm in Peabody, Massachusetts, which is right next to Salem. Now, I did this a little off, but you're going to do it better. Okay. You're going to do it better. Mine's a little off. I could fiddle with that a little bit, but oh, I love these two colors together. I love them. And wow. I mean, at first I did this and it was just the gold, and I thought, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I'm like, it needs something, it needs a little something. And so this is what we're doing it with. And I only needed one roll of the Smart vinyl in removable matte metallic. This is a new thing. So if you don't have it in your collection of Smart materials, now obviously if you don't have a Maker 3 or an Explorer 3, it's a good time to be considering buying if you are very intrigued. And if you do decide to buy a machine, you can join us on a regular basis, or you can become a YouTube subscriber and see all the fun stuff that I make. I don't always use the Smart materials, but like I said, I'm starting to have a little love affair with them, like in very platonic. But I'm starting to be like, I didn't want to use a lot of vinyl in my projects before. And if you're new to me, I love paper projects. But lately, because of Smart Iron-On and Smart Vinyl, I have been using it more and more in my projects. And the result's really awesome. And I would call it mixed media because I think that's what it is, mixed media. So anyway, what's the difference between the Explorer and Maker? So Barbara's asking the difference between Explorer and Maker. Okay, the difference besides the cost, the Explorer is always the cheaper, the Maker is the more expensive. And that's because the Maker comes with a ton of tools. Well, you have to buy the tools, but it functions with a ton of tools, including the rotary blade, which when it was first came out, a lot of people were sewing and cutting their fabrics on the machine. And they were doing quilts and beautiful things like that, doing applique work and stuff. So the Maker, if you're a sewer or you ever think you're going to cut anything fancy like fabric, thick cardboard, like craft board, or even chipboard, thin woods, or you like to do kind of interesting things like have a scoring wheel, and or maybe you want to use the wavy blade or the perforation blade. If you have any interest in all of those different features, then go for a maker, because you'll be disappointed. But otherwise, the Explorer, any Explorer, is a great machine. So you can't go wrong. And then you've got the Joy too. So if you want to do small projects, you can do the Joy. So it's really all about what you want to do, you know. And if you want to do thicker materials, fabrics, whatever, Maker for sure. If you want to just cut, you're happy with cutting vinyl, iron on, paper, the things that I use 90% of the time, then Explore. And that holds true for the 3. So Maker 3 is the same as the Maker. It does all the same things as the regular Maker does, but it allows you to use the smart materials. Okay. So that's the difference. Foam core, it depends how thick it is, Barbara. It depends on how thick it is. Oh, Dawn, you did. Oh, wow. So exciting. I think you are gonna fall in love with the smart vinyl, because I'm using it for everything. I'm making projects for haunted happenings this Saturday, and I'm doing cards that we've done before, like the creepy critters cards and the other ones, the Rob and Bob ones. And I'm making them for haunted happenings, which is a really big festival that happens in Salem for the entire month of October. I'm only going to be doing 3 of those days, but for 31 days, there's something to do for everyone. And the city just streams. Tons and tons of people come in, and they stay overnight. There's not a lot of bed motel hotels in Salem, but a lot of them come out of Salem. They may either get a room in Danvers on Route 1, or Peabody has a couple of hotels, and like 500,000 to 1 million people. And honestly, that was their pre-COVID projections. And now there's people like, I'm going to get there, because they couldn't get there last year or the year before. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been using all smart materials for it, and I love it. So what do you think, guys? Do you like this? I think my sister's going to really like it. If my other sister did this, she would have me taking this O and M and E off, because it's not centered. But my other sister, my younger sister, is not going to notice, and she's just going to be happy for the prize. So I hope you try this out. This will look great on your porch or even inside your house. But again, I made it so that it had a little space on the bottom, so I could put a couple of pumpkins in front of it. And that way, when it gets windy here, it won't fall over. But that's what we're doing. Now, tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Okay, so tomorrow I was supposed to do the Community Create Challenge, but I don't like what I've come up with. So I think I need to go back to the drawing board. So I think what we'll do instead is a dripping red holographic sparkle Happy Halloween sign from Rob and Bob. And I say dripping because I'm using this product called Holographic Sparkle in red. It's vinyl. It's not smart vinyl, but it is vinyl. And I'm using it to cover over the craft board. You're gonna love this sign. It's so cool. It's from Rob and Bob, so it's definitely cool. So all right, that's gonna be tomorrow. Okay. What I just saw I actually like the offset, MISSRITA. Oh, I could do that. So someone said, instead of moving my O, M, and E, I could move these ones here. So some people like this offset. I honestly don't think anybody's going to notice. I know my sister's not going to notice. My older sister, she'll notice for sure. Anyway, so tomorrow we're doing another banner. Okay, the board I got I stole it from my own contractor boyfriend. It's a 3-foot length, and I believe it is, let me just check real quick. Let me just check. 5. It is 7 and like 1/4 of an inches wide, and it comes in 8-foot length. He buys it at Home Depot, and the 8-foot length costs $37, and they will cut the pieces for you. But you could do what I do and just sort of wander around your garage with all your honey's leftover, projects, and see if you can find something. If you find wood that is not finished, I would suggest a light sanding and then either priming or painting with any kind of paint like acrylic or latex paint. And then before you go and put this on, you don't want to put it on bare wood. You can also, I suppose you could also, if you have stain, you could stain it as well. And it would probably look really awesome with a brown stain. So we should probably try that for maybe for the Thanksgiving one. So there you go. All right. So everybody, I talked too much today. I talked too much today, but you guys, I live to talk with you. And I hope that you enjoyed it. Bed slats. That's a great idea, Cheryl. Flooring planks. Yes, Donna. So they make these like kind of wood type floor planks. I'm not sure if you can buy them individually, but if you could, that would be really cool because they're like tiles. They're like slats. I did talk too much. Anyway, you want to know about the glue gun. So the glue gun came out, is it a week or 2 weeks ago? And we did do a project with the glue gun. We did this. We did spider chrysanthemums. And I think they came out beautifully. And I was really not surprised. I mean, I was really not I was surprised that I liked this glue gun. I do not generally like glue guns, but when Cricut puts their name on something, it's like, yeah, it's like, it's going to be good. And it was good. And some people have complained, oh, it's too much money, but I've seen it on sale and I've seen it on the Cricut website with a package. So you get a big self-healing mat, you get a True Control knife, you get a cutter. What else do you got? No, you get the True Control, the whole thing. You get this, and you get, I saved all the stuff that I got. Oh, you get this, and you get this. Right? So, and this is the 13-inch one, by the way. And if you're using smart materials, you want the 13-inch one. You definitely want the 13-inch one. The roll holder, I'm not 100% sold on, but I think this package that they put together, it's like $150 value, and you get it for like $99. But if you're an Access member, subscriber, you'll get, if you're a premium subscriber, you get 20% off. And if you use my link and my code, you'll get free shipping. I'm not sure if I have to check that out and see if my code works with it. Anyway, that's the glue gun. I'm not a huge glue gun fan, so I'm probably not going to use it like all of a sudden start using glue for my glue gun glue for everything, but I am not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it, and I know I won't get burned. Very easy to control. It's not all these different levers, and the glue itself is great. It doesn't string, and what I like about it, it automatically shuts itself off, because who hasn't walked away from a glue gun before, right? That makes me afraid, but I love it. I love it. Oh, that's real nice, Diana. Yeah, you can save a lot of money, especially if you okay, so the code, if you get the glue gun, does not work, but it does work for other things. So my code right now is MISSRITA, but you have to use the link with it. Okay. If by using the link with it, then you would get 10% off most everything. It doesn't count for anything with a plug, so that would make sense with the glue gun. So no machines, no presses, that kind of thing. And it doesn't count for access. So if you wanted to buy an access, it wouldn't. You wouldn't get 10% off. It's the same price for everybody. They don't allow any coupons for access. But there are two kinds of access, this premium and regular. And I think that the regular one you can pay for month to month, but I buy the premium for 1 year and then I don't even worry about images or codes. It's so much better. And I save 20% off of the sale prices. So then I wait until everything goes on sale, right? And then I put it in my thing, wait for the sale, put in my code. I get 20% off of that, and then another 10% off and free shipping. I get so much stuff. I get so much stuff. All right. Yay, it did take the shipping. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this project. Sorry for talking so much, but I love you guys. And I always love to chat with you. So, but now I have to go move my mom in and get her all situated as she moves in today with my sister and Santo and myself will be moving her in. And I will give this to my sister next week when I go to New Hampshire. All right. So that's going to do it for me for today. I'm going to go back to working on my projects for the haunted happenings. I'm going to be cutting out a lot of cards and card decals. So if you are around Salem, Massachusetts, anywhere, if you're near, it's Salem, Massachusetts, not New Hampshire, Salem, Massachusetts. It's a huge festival. It goes on from October 1st to the 31st. It's called Haunted Happenings. It's best to go early because everything's fresh. And by the 31st, things get a little kind of kooky. Parking is a problem. Finding like hotel rooms might be a problem, but it is a blast. You're gonna love it. If you do, make sure you go and find me this Saturday, October 1st. I'll be in a booth, like a tent on the Common, on Salem Common, and I'll be under the tent called Create and Escape. Okay. And oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Hurricane Ian. Yeah, I know, Sarah. Oh my God. I'm praying for all the people that are in the way of those hurricanes. I know, and Delia in Puerto Rico, and yeah, people in Florida. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Love you so much. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And then we'll be doing that really cool dripped lettering for Happy Halloween. You're going to love it. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.